When we think of rare books, it's not just age or beauty that gives them value. It's their connection to the people and events that shaped our world. This 1794 edition of The History of England, currently available in our eBay store, is more than a historical account. It may have belonged to Alexander Davison, the famed confidant and agent of Admiral Horatio Nelson, making it a unique collectible for anyone with an interest in British history, naval heritage, or rare antiquarian books. Please note that most of the images featured in this video are not of the actual book for sale. They are used for illustrative and storytelling purposes only, to provide historical context and enhance the viewing experience. To view pictures of the actual book for sale, please follow the link in the description below. While the book was rebound in the 1930s, it retains its 18th century soul and carries with it a powerful provenance. Let's take a closer look at what makes this book so significant, and why it deserves a place on the shelf of any serious collector. If you're not yet familiar with Alexander Davison, he was a pivotal figure in the life and legend of Admiral Nelson, one of Britain's most iconic naval heroes. Davison wasn't a soldier, but his influence was immense. As Nelson's agent and friend, he handled logistics, managed prize money distribution, and helped shape Nelson's post-battle public image. Perhaps most famously, Davison was responsible for producing the naval gold medals awarded after the Battle of the Nile, one of Nelson's greatest victories. He was also the man behind the commemorative medals given to sailors who fought alongside Nelson, a piece of naval history still prized by collectors today. To own a book that may have passed through Davison's hands is to touch a thread of that naval legacy, a quiet but meaningful connection to the age of wooden ships and iron men. Published in the final decade of the 18th century, this 1794 volume offers a detailed account of English history up to that time. This type of books typically covered everything from the ancient Britons and Roman occupation to the Tudor dynasty and beyond. They were intended as comprehensive reference works, often used in both homes and academies. This particular copy was rebound in the 1930s, likely to preserve it as a functional reference. The rebinding is clean and professionally done, giving it continued life while protecting the original printed pages. Though rebound books are sometimes less desirable to purists, they are often favored by researchers, educators, and collectors who want to study the content without worrying about handling fragile leather or crumbling spines. In this case, the newer binding likely helped this book survive another century and keeps it readable today. What elevates this copy above others is its possible link to Alexander Davison. While exact verification would depend on physical markings or documentation, such as bookplates, signatures, or auction history, even the association with such a figure invites curiosity. Books with provenance tied to known historical figures, especially those involved in major events like the Napoleonic Wars, often command a premium. But more than monetary value, they offer storytelling power. They give collectors a richer narrative and a sense of connection to people who influenced history. Owning a book that belonged to Davison is not just owning a text. It's owning a silent witness to the era of Nelson, Trafalgar, and the shaping of the British Empire. The 18th century was a golden age for printing in Britain. Advances in typesetting, paper production, and literacy meant that books were being printed in greater numbers than ever before, but many still retain the beauty and elegance of earlier centuries. Marbled end papers, engraved portraits, and serif-heavy typography are common features. Collectors often prize books from this era not just for content, but for their craftsmanship and their survival. A book from 1794 that has survived war, time, and rebinding is no small thing, and when it carries a story, like a potential link to a man so close to Admiral Nelson, its value, both emotional and historical, only grows. Who would appreciate this book? History buffs who love reading about the rise and rule of British monarchs, naval enthusiasts fascinated by the life and times of Admiral Nelson, collectors of rare books with notable provenance, genealogists and researchers looking for first-hand sources from the late 18th century, educators or reenactors who want tangible items to enhance their teaching or storytelling. This 1794 edition of the History of England isn't just another antiquarian volume. With its likely link to Alexander Davison, it's a hidden gem that bridges printed history with personal legacy. Rebound for preservation, but rooted in the past, it invites readers and collectors alike to explore an era where the fate of empires hung on ships, swords, and the strength of remarkable men. Whether you're a serious collector or simply someone who loves British history, this is a chance to own something truly special. Interested in owning a remarkable piece of British history? Click the link below to view the listing.